Imagine running a cluttered, gemstone-filled apothecary in a quaint, magical village, finding deep comfort in the precise, sensory-rich routine of brewing potions, only to have your peace constantly interrupted by the annoyingly perfect, infuriatingly handsome rival alchemist who runs the shop across the street. Welcome to Amethysts and Alchemy, the warm-hearted, delightfully neurospicy, and utterly addictive cozy romantic fantasy by Rachel Rener. If you love low-stakes magical crafting, brilliant neurodivergent representation, and the sizzling, slow-burn tension of rivals to lovers, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in cozy fantasy, blending the comforting loop of potion making with the deeply relatable emotional journey of finding someone who truly sees and accepts your beautifully unique brain. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist, a brilliantly talented but neurodivergent alchemist who navigates a world that isn't always built for her sensory needs. She finds her sanctuary in her lab, surrounded by the soothing clink of amethysts, the bubbling of cauldrons, and the hyper-focused joy of her craft. But her peaceful routine is threatened by her rival, the impeccably organized, traditionally successful alchemist next door, who seems to do everything right. The atmosphere is a brilliant mix of warm, sun-drenched magical cottages and the delicious, crackling tension of two stubborn perfectionists constantly bickering over the correct way to brew a healing draft. Rener excels at capturing the cozy cottagecore aesthetic, making every crushed herb and every glowing gemstone feel like a comforting, magical embrace. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its unapologetic embrace of the neurospicy representation and the spectacular rivals to lovers trope. This isn't a story about fixing the protagonist to fit the world. It's about finding a partner who helps build a world that fits her. Watching the infuriatingly perfect rival slowly reveal that he's been paying attention to her needs, remembering her specific tea orders, creating a sensory safe space for her when she's overwhelmed, and looking at her hyperfixations with genuine awe instead of judgment is incredibly swoon-worthy. The audiobook narration is an absolute triumph here, perfectly capturing the warm, ASMR-like ambiance of the alchemy lab and the breathless, sizzling chemistry that turns their bitter rivalry into desperate pining. Beyond the cozy crafting and the romantic tension, the soul of Amethysts and Alchemy lies in its emotional healing and the fierce, found family dynamics of the magical village. The protagonist isn't just brewing potions, she's brewing connections, finding her place in a community that celebrates her unique mind. The emotional anchor is the transition from feeling like an outsider in her own life to realizing she is deeply loved for exactly who she is. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet, understanding glances and the gentle, supportive touches feel just as impactful as the magical breakthroughs. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing shifts into a heartwarming, breathless crescendo. A massive magical festival, a high-stakes alchemy competition, or a village-wide crisis forces the two rivals to finally combine their skills and work together. The finale is a spectacular display of magical synergy, overwhelming emotional vulnerability, and raw, unbridled romance. They don't just win the day, they create a masterpiece of magic that neither could have achieved alone, delivering a deeply satisfying, emotionally resonant, and incredibly steamy payoff that proves they are the perfect blend. Amethysts and Alchemy is a triumph of the cozy romantic fantasy genre. It is sweet, spicy, and unapologetically warm-hearted. Rachel Rener has crafted a novel that perfectly captures the thrill of finding love in the most comforting of places. Plug in your headphones, wrap up in a soft blanket, and join the alchemists. The world is loud and overwhelming, but in their little shop, everything is exactly as it should be.